Welcome back to round 2 of your favorite hot dog tournament. With only 8 teams remaining, it's time to find out who's all bark and who's best bite. In rounds 2 and 3, it is open season for all toppings, so these games are sure to get messy. Pop your gluten cutters and buckle your seatbelts. It's time for March Madness 2024, the year of the glizzy.
Today is really a battle for the heart of America, in a way, because we are once again going to Byron's, which is a scrappy underdog of a place, and we're pitting it against the evil businesswoman in a Hallmark movie. It defeated Portillo's the first time. The question now is, can it defeat Devil Dogs in this round 2 game where we're allowed to order hot dogs that are not Chicago style? Byron's, we think, probably isn't going to have the
depth of bench
basketball. What do you have to say?
I think this is gonna be a good round. I think the appeal, I didn't expect Devil Dogs to make it to the second round, but now that it's here, I think this is where it gets to exemplify its strengths, because it's not known for having just the best dogs in the world, but what it is known for is having a bunch of like kind of crazy stuff. So now that we're breaking out, it's going up against like a specialist. You know, Byron's is a place that kind of, I think they do Maxwell Street, right?
I think so.
Yeah, but they really only do the 2 styles, and the idea is like we do this dog really, really well. Devil Dogs is more like we do a bunch of different dogs. One of them Chicago dogs. So like
all of them of the devil.
All of them of the devil. So this is really a question of like, is variety truly the spice of life? Let me take that again.
Yep.
The question is variety truly the spice of life, or is it celery salt?
Again, battle for the heart of America.
Game 9.
First dog of round 2 brings us back to Katie's early favorite, Byron's. Let's see if it still holds up.
I love you, but you look dead in the eyes.
Yeah.
Okay, here we go.
When we went to Byron's, I opted for Chicago style again, but I think that was a good way to evaluate the consistency of it, which Byron's absolutely could do. Some things were, of course, a little bit different, like the onion was chopped a little bit rougher and there was a few more tomato slices, but the flavor was recognizable and was really killer again.
We were sitting outside. We didn't have the little tents like we did last time, and it was a little bit chilly, but not so bad that it ruined the experience. We fed the birds, even though the sign told us not to, but we did it anyways.
They looked hungry.
There were a couple rebels. At this point in the day, I really, really needed some food, and this was exactly what I was looking for.
Oopsies.
The fries, as usual, were incredible. All around, just like a really, really solid showing.
They look different.
They look significantly different.
Would you like to describe how they look different?
Yeah, like the onions are chopped different. It looks like there's a lot more tomato too.
Yeah. One thing remains the same, which is the
celery salt.
amount of celery salt. Yeah. Would you like to get in there?
I'll get in there.
Permission to get in there?
I mean, you can get in there if you want to, but I thought I was gonna get in there.
Hey, get in there.
All right. Well. It is pretty.
It is.
It's a pretty dog. All right.
A lot of mustard, which is, I'm always a big fan. I cover that thing in mustard. We fed, hey,
Cover that thing in mustard.
Flavor's really, really solid. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm starving, but that first bite hit harder than a lot of the first bites. There's also a lot more mustard than I think last time, and also maybe more mustard than we've had on any of the dogs so far.
You ready to do it?
All right.
round 2, I'm really excited to see what else Devil Dogs has up its sleeve.
Alright, now we head over to Devil Dogs. Aptly named, I'll let you decide, alright? So since this is round 2, we're allowed to go a little rogue here. We're allowed to order, as Keith might say, from the bench.
We're at the big kids table today, having our hot dogs. A lot of opportunities to go outside the box, or Devil Dogs. Way number 1. Bag of tots.
Bag of tots.
It says French fries.
But it's not.
It's a bag of tots. Way number 2. You can go outside the box. Mint Oreo milkshake.
I got a very innovative dog, perhaps.
Middle school sex ed that you're actually not supposed to do that. This is for me. This one's bigger. I want a bigger hot dog. But this is onions, sauerkraut, something called devil sauce, which I actually don't know what's in it, a pickle, and a jumbo dog. It's called the Blue Demon. Peter Lasky, would you like to tell us what's on yours?
I don't remember. It's got shallots. It's got 2 different kinds of mustard.
Yours is Icelandic style, which I think means it has like spicy mustard, crispy shallots, those little guys, something else, and I don't know.
I'm gonna be honest, I enjoyed the flavor. There was a lot of flavor, but it was a little wet, and it had very, very little respite from the goop. And I kind of found myself missing the crisp flavor and textures of Chicago style, that kind of like vinegary bite that is oddly refreshing.
There's a little bit of char on the
A
dog.
little bit of char on the dog.
Different kind of sausage than what we got last time.
They have 2 Chicago dogs here. I think this is what's going on. They have 1 Chicago dog and then 1 jumbo. I bet this is the jumbo dog. It's got a little char on it. And it's really good.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Okay, you want to try yours?
Yeah. It's hard to even, get around it.
You put the sauce levels of this dog in the con pile. I'm putting it in the pro. I love sauce. The crispy shallots were also absolutely incredible.
The sausage is pretty delicious. It's got a little bit of spice to it. The crunch is great. A bunch of different condiments on top. There's actually ketchup on this, which is for a Chicago dog would be,
Death to all of them.
Exactly, but since we're branching out, it's that weird kid who would mix mayo, ketchup, into one super sauce. That's kind of what we got going on here, and it kind of works.
Tots?
Tots are tots.
What are you thinking?
Honestly, I'm a little embarrassed by how much I loved that dog. That was tasty. It was delicious, and as much I have not been getting sick of Chicago style. I thought I would. I am not, but getting that variety, I think, and having it be solid. It's there are other ways to do dogs, I suppose. It won me over, and right now it's got my vote, I think.
Okay, here's what I have to say.
Do you want to be on camera?
These dogs were undeniably good. Me and my team will not try to deny that. However, we hope that by the end of this argument, you will agree that not only does the Byron's Chicago dog fit the bill more closely, but that it is actually of great moral urgency that we choose to advance Byron's hot dogs to the 3rd round. These hot dogs taste like hamburgers, brother. They taste like hamburgers. And they put the stuff on it that would make a really fucko burger good. That reads burger to me. Even the sausage itself read burger to me. Something that I've really enjoyed about hot dogs the past few weeks is that they have a nearly perfect balance of meaty and like vegetal. The toppings are perfect because it's fresh, and it provides an ample contrast, which I don't need in a burger. When I want a burger, I want slop, and these were slop. They were very well done slop. But I don't need that from my hot dog, and I don't need it from my second round bracket. I think if there's any Chicago Chicago dog that I want to reward, it's Byron's.
Will you be using your tiebreaker to win this game?
I don't think I need to, because I think in your heart you know.
I think if we're talking about which dog won the game of today, I think this weird, mushy, saucy
Hold it.
dog.
But is that what we're talking about?
If we're penalizing a place for not doing the Chicago dog, then why are we getting something that's not a Chicago dog ever?
We're not penalizing them for us not ordering the Chicago dog. I think this showed, like you said, depth of bench, which is impressive, and it is a point that it gets. But if we had to come here and order Devil Dogs, Chicago dogs, next to Byron's Chicago dogs, it'd be a spanking. And that's what I'm thinking about. Battle for the heart of America, Keith.
This place has always been here for me when I needed it. I'm voting Devil Dogs. I'm voting Devil Dogs. This is my house. We're in my house right now, and I just had that dog which I've never had before, and it was delicious.
I'm using my
voting Devil.
tiebreaker. I'm using my tiebreaker. Devil Dogs is not making it. Thank you. Devil Dogs is not going to the third round of this.
All right. Byron's wins.
Personally, would have given this one to Devil Dogs. I think this team played the better game. I think Byron's is the better team, but I think Devil Dogs played a better game.
There's a car coming.
Game 10.
Am I on camera? Yeah. We're doing a hot dog game today. That hot dog game is Budaki's Drive-In versus Flubadub Chubbs. It's round 2. Let's begin. Was that good?
Perfect.
By far the biggest upset of round 1, Budaki's is back to see whether this team can keep the streak going.
This game was flyover country, all right? This game was Mid-City, USA. We went back to Budaki's, and I'll admit that I was really excited to go back because Keith loved it so much in the first round, and it's not that I was confused by that, but it was that it didn't seem to make the exact same impression on me. And I had also found out in the interim that this was supposedly Anthony Bourdain's favorite hot dog place in Chicago.
Oh, everybody's so mad at Keith. Everybody said Red Hot Ranch, and we love Red Hot Ranch. Budaki's, you're stupid, Keith. You're stupid for picking that one. You know who doesn't think I'm stupid? Anthony Bourdain, may he rest in peace.
May he rest in peace. I did enjoy it in round 2. I don't think as much as in round 1. There was something kind of strange and sort of unnameable going on with the produce, like the tomatoes, which you can't really blame a restaurant for in March in Chicago. It was just not great. I do like this place. End of opinion. End of opinion. It's fine.
Hell, I'll have 2 today. Today alone. I just want to remind the people at home that this made it to round 2 on a Keith Orlowski tiebreaker. If it had been up to me, this would not be here today, and I hope that you hear what I'm saying. This has become one that Keith has talked about pretty constantly. So I'm excited to see who's the asshole. Are you the asshole? Or am I the asshole? Today we answer that once and for all.
Listen, I am not backpedaling. I just want to say right here, right now, at the top of this, that I am not backpedaling. However, I don't think this one was as good as the first time, which is really bad news for a round 2 game.
Gentlemen, we did it.
I still like it a lot. It's definitely not the best that we've had. You know, this isn't going all the way. I know that.
This is news.
I know that now, but I still think it's really solid, and I think it has a chance to go to the 3rd round from what I remember from Florida.
The competition is tougher, and to take a step back from a really strong first showing is not a good sign. The celery salt was also a lot like, I think it was a kind of a star of the show for this dog in round 1, and it didn't really come out to play here in round 2. I still really liked it. I still think it was a solid dog, but yeah, it was a little disappointing in comparison.
Do a jump.
Flub-a-dub is another spot that has an advantage in round 2 by branching out on toppings.
Look like I'm going down a fake set of stairs.
Alright, Flub-a-dub Chubbs had to take that goddamn cucumber off. Why is that there? Why is that there?
Choice. It's an insane choice.
Yeah, didn't have any of the issues at Budaki's other than that goddamn cucumber, but there was nothing that it did that really wowed me. I told Keith that at this point, after having so many hot dogs and so many good hot dogs, that I'm having kind of a hard time distinguishing between like the 4 out of 10 and like 6 out of 10 range.
Here I got a Polish sausage instead of Vienna beef. But all the toppings were the exact same, you know, so it wasn't technically a Chicago dog, but it's just a different sausage. And it was weird. Like, it felt kind of uncanny valley. This dog didn't really do anything special for me either. The cucumber is a huge vibe killer. It sucks. A cucumber is not a food, it's a waste of space.
Yeah.
Like, if there's cucumber in a dish, it is only there to take up physical space. It adds nothing to flavor. It adds nothing positive to flavor, nothing positive to texture.
Cucumber is eatingdisorder.gov.
It sucks. I think on any other day, Budaki's wins this, and pretty comfortably, but they just didn't play a very good game today. I think it was close. I think if it was up to me, I would lean Budaki's. And I think maybe there's some malice in this choice. I think maybe Katie ultimately in her heart of hearts agrees with me.
What are you talking about?
But wanted to take Budaki's down a peg and saw that it was close enough that she could make her move. Unfortunately, Flubs dubs their dub. Flub-a-dub wins.
When you eat 2 hot dogs back to back in places that may or may not have public bathrooms, you get a condition called hot dog hands, which is where your hands smell like hot dogs, and it is sometimes incurable.
Game 11.
Vienna Beef Factory Store, the spot we were most excited to return to and least excited to travel to. Let's see if it was a fluke.
Alright. We are no longer fucking around. Vienna beef versus the Wiener Circle. It's almost hard to even talk about. It's like, is this what people felt like in Chicago in the 90s?
What do you mean? Like, I know you
Basketball.
mean I know you mean the 90s Bulls, but
Basketball, baby.
But-
Greatness that has never been seen before, right in your own backyard. This is such a good fucking dog, man. It's so fresh and it's so juicy and it's so crunchy. It's hard to beat. It's just, its fundamentals are untouchable and it's so good every time. I will echo what Keith said to me at the restaurant, which is that if anyone beats the Vienna Beef Factory Store, they win the whole thing.
in my mind, this is the championship game. These are the 2 most anticipated dogs from the first round. Vienna Beef Factory absolutely did not disappoint.
Should I get a gallon of sport peppers?
I think you have to get a gallon of sport peppers.
I think this is the only place I've ever seen them sell them, but they're only selling them by the gallon. Or 2 liters or something like that.
I've got a backpack.
How empty is it?
Empty enough.
Even on a terrible, cold, rainy day like today, it's impossible not to enjoy this dog. It's exactly what it's supposed to be. It is the platonic ideal of the Chicago-style hot dog. This is the Chicago dog, and there's not a doubt in my mind.
For a second, I thought you were gonna slut it out.
I thought about it.
I don't think it would be possible to beat this place dog versus dog, you know?
Can I add a director's note, though?
Of course.
Which is that I left my gluten cutter at home again. Clown emoji.jpg. Here we go.
If this was a competition to find the best, like, physical item Chicago-style hot dog, I don't think it would be possible to beat this place.
This dog got so fucked by the bracket for no reason. It's really good.
Unfortunately, that's not the competition that we have set up. There's a lot of other factors in play, and here is how I see Wiener Circle path to victory in this. Vienna Beef Factory closes at 5.
5 p.m.
5
That's rough.
p.m. Wiener Circle is open till 2 a.m. even on weekdays. Vienna Beef Factory is all the way down on the south side, and it's not easy to get to this place. The Wiener Circle is walking distance from my apartment. Convenience can't be ignored, but you also can't win on convenience alone. Like, Wiener Circle has got to be good enough to make this a toss-up so that these extra factors can tip it in their direction. You know, like, let's just see if they're as good sober.
I thought if you put me on camera that I would think of something to say. I'm just gonna monologue about the Vienna Beef Factory store for a second.
Okay.
Which is that dog is so fucking good, man. I know that we should be focused only on the game at hand, but this is a big game because I think these are probably the 2 best dogs in my memory, and I was really thinking that one of them was gonna blow it, or hoping that they would blow it, I guess, just to make it easier. I mean, I'm in a pretty good spirits, and my Diet Coke is collecting rainwater just because I got to eat a Vienna Beef Factory store dog.
Wiener Circle is a little less of a spectacle when it isn't 3 a.m. on St. Patrick's Day. It's time to find out if this dog can still impress as dinner without a show.
Put me on camera. I'm gonna one of these days remember to make $750,000 a year, and then we're gonna live on this street. I keep forgetting though. I keep forgetting to make $750,000 a year.
This could have easily been the championship game.
It's a tough draw for round 2, for sure.
It took us so long to get from Vienna Beef Factory store to here that I'm genuinely very hungry.
Let's go.
You play the matchup you're dealt, and, you know, it's tough.
This is the best dog to me. The char is so insanely good. I know everyone is so tired of hearing me talk about the char on the dog, but it adds a crunch and a smokiness that I miss when it's not there, even if it's not a part of the purists' Chicago dog.
Char on the dog.
Look at that char.
Look at that. Oh, char on the dog.
Oh, hell yeah. The char really makes a difference.
How good is that?
Everything is so good. The pickle is crunchy enough. There's poppy seed on the buns.
The fries are so good.
They're so good.
Char on the dog.
It was not the alcohol talking on St. Patrick's Day. This is just a stupid good dog. Char.
Char.
Char on the dog even. Not just char, Katie.
Char on the dog.
I will say, I do still think at the end of this game that Vienna Beef Factory wins my personal, like, dog versus dog competition. But we're looking for the best place, not just dog. Even if I wanted to cast my vote for Vienna Beef, it's way too close for me to use a tiebreaker on this.
This dog got so fucked by the bracket for no reason.
I'm more than happy to have the circle take this one home. And honestly, I think this is my pick to take the whole thing.
So good.
If anything beats Vienna Beef Factory store, it wins the whole thing. Just recapping, just kind of reminiscing on the fact that I do think our best game is behind us. You could put that in front of any game and they wouldn't even know.
Game 12.
Today semifinals, Super Dogs, local classic. A lot of my chef friends really swear by Super Dogs. My professor, when I told her about this, she was amazed that we were doing this because she thought Super Dogs was the clear winner. People really like this place. We didn't have the best experience there the first time, so we're excited to give it another try. We're also doing Fix and Franks at Home Depot again, but maybe at a different Home Depot, which is something that we can't really do at a lot of the other places. They're not really chains. So we're gonna go on a bus, then on a train, then on a Pace bus that's headed to Milwaukee to go to Super Dogs Drive-In. Anything else, Keith?
No!
We have had terrible luck with the weather this whole tournament, but the sun came out specifically to give Super Dogs the fair shake it deserved.
The first thing I have written in my notes from Super Dogs is in all caps, God damn it.
They're hanging out in their cars, like they're opening their trunks and hanging out. That's fun.
This dog was so good. I think that we caught this place with its pants down last time and we almost didn't even go back. Like, they truly almost didn't make it to round 2.
Yeah.
It's beautiful out here.
They make their own hot dogs, which, because the dog was structured so much better this time, was the star of the show. The fries were hot and salty and delicious, and the vibes at the picnic tables in the sunshine
It
were
was
really
beautiful.
immaculate.
Beautiful.
It really makes you think, like, what beautiful things did I miss out on
Because it was a bad day.
because I saw it on a bad day. This
Yeah.
place was a star.
Life is very beautiful.
I am a character in a play who is having a belief-shaking series of scenes at the height of Act 2.
You told me before this game started that you were going to on purpose throw it because you didn't want to have to go back to Super Dogs so bad.
It's really good. I have really good and really bad news to bring to the table right now, the metaphorical and the literal table, which is that I think we caught Super Dogs on a bad day last time because that was one of the best dogs in the competition so far. And it's good, as, you know, hot dog journalists, that we came back to see that, but it's bad because it took us 95 minutes to get here, and now if it wins we have to come back tomorrow on the day of the NCAA Women's Final Championship.
March Madness, baby.
March Madness. This is the most important March Madness, but the second most important March Madness is happening tomorrow. And so we gotta come back out here to Lincolnwood, Illinois.
Oh, the March Madness tournament where a woman is revolutionizing her sport? You're gonna have to be more specific.
I'm so glad we got to come back on a weekend when the sun was out. Made a night and day difference. Gigantic difference.
I wonder what else didn't get a fair shake.
Yeah, but that's, I mean, you know, that's the nature of the tournament, is we can only judge the games we're playing, you know?
This was how it was supposed to be experienced. A lot of sports peppers, which is a huge plus. Brilliant rally by Super Dogs. Just squeaked into the second round, almost by a technicality. If the other team didn't really screw up, they wouldn't be here.
Mm-hmm.
So glad we got to come back. Fixin' Franks honestly has its work cut out for it.
Yeah.
We're gonna get back on a bus to get back on the train to walk to a Home Depot in Avondale.
Different Home Depot, same Fixin' Frank's hot dog. Except this one has a little alcove I'm dubbing the doghouse.
All right, this is a different Fixin' Franks than round 1.
Yeah, we don't get to do that a whole lot in this tournament.
Yeah, I think the only one that we could have done it with was Devil Dogs.
Portillo's,
which didn't make it out of round 1.
Fixin' Franks. If you've got to eat at a Home Depot, this is how you do it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. yeah. But we did go to a different Fix and Franks than round one, and I do think that the second one was better. It was really structurally sound, which I know was something that in the first round was hard because this dog is objectively a stander. Yeah, yummy as hell. Had everything down to the poppy seed bun.
Construction screws.
If the game had been this dog versus Super Dogs round one, it would have won, no questions asked. But unfortunately, I think it had a stronger opponent today. But Fix and Frank should be proud of its place in this competition.
I think this was a hyper competent dog. Every team is showing out as we get nearer and nearer to the finals. Fix and Franks played one hell of a game here, but sometimes your opponent just goes above and beyond, and there's nothing you can do about that, you know? Sometimes the other team's just putting on a performance you can't compete with. That's basketball, and that's hot dogs.
That's pretty good.
Slowed it out. Good.
Super Dogs is flying to the Final Four.
Can I get a different line read on that one?
Super Dogs is flying to the Final Four.
That's the one. Thank you.
I forgot to take my gluten cutter. Gluten cutter moment.
And that concludes round 2 of our tournament. Congratulations to all the dogs moving on to the Final Four. Join us next time for all the sausage smashing, glizzy gobbling, red hot action you can only get here at March Madness 2024, the year of the glizzy.
I think we're ready to go.
Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it! Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it! Basketball, gimme the ball because I'm gonna dunk it!
I miss the wiener circle a lot.